4:45 a.m., the alarm goes off. You set it on purpose. You haven't had to in 2 years. You get up anyway. Coffee, truck, a strip mall outside Dayton, sun not up yet. You climb a ladder onto the roof. By the top, your shirt's already stuck to your back. In your pocket, your phone is carrying a number that quietly did something. Last year, your job never could. 41 years old, standing on a roof, completely free to leave. You don't. The kid holding the ladder doesn't know. Your mother doesn't know. Nobody at work knows. 18 years, every Friday, every overtime shift, everything you chose not to buy. All of it. So one day you could get off this roof. Tomorrow, you're climbing back up here anyway. So what did all that money buy? It started with $500. 23. Springfield, July. 96 on the ground. 120 on a black roof. You're waiting on a compressor to cool. Your father sits on an upturned bucket 8 feet away. 61 years old. 34 years on these roofs. Hands that don't fully close anymore. He works around it. He's eating a sandwich your mother packed, cut in half, wrapped in wax paper, same as always. When are you going to quit, Dad? He doesn't look up. You get used to it. No speech. No lesson. You flex your fingers without thinking. They still close. That afternoon, Kroger. You're doing math before you reach the register. $817.43 in the bank. You've known some version of that number for 3 years. $14.50 an hour. $960 every 2 weeks after taxes, rent, truck, credit card, gone before it lands. The total flashes. $11 over. You quietly put 2 things back. The cashier doesn't say anything, doesn't even look at you. Just waits, giving you the privacy of not being watched. Nobody notices. You hope nobody ever does. You sit in the truck. Don't start it. The wheel's too hot to hold. 38 more years of ladders. 38 more years of this same heat. You get used to it. Saturday. You wake up without the alarm and search one question. How do people stop working forever? One article becomes 10. The answer isn't exciting. Own things. Keep owning them. Give them time. You open an investment account. Your thumb hovers over one number. $500, more than half of everything you own. Your brain throws every reasonable objection it can find. That's what makes them dangerous. You press confirm. $800 becomes $300. No sound, no congratulations. Just a smaller number where a bigger one used to be. Monday, back on the roof. Not because you wanted to be rich, because for the first time you could see where the ladder ended. 24 to 26, $50 a payday, gone before it lands. 3 years in, $4,100 to $3,600 of it your own contributions. 3 years of skipped lunches of maybe next month. Your thumb sits on cancel transfer. A guy you work with hears about the account and laughs at you for a week, tells you the whole thing's rigged for people who already have money. You don't argue. You leave it running out of pure pride, not because you fully believe in it yet, but because canceling means admitting you were stupid for trying. 27, a Tuesday. A line in the app you've never seen. Dividend received. $9.11 won't cover gas station coffee, but you were asleep when it happened. First dollar of your life that didn't cost you a piece of your body. You don't tell anybody. 28. You make a deal with yourself. At $10,000, you'll tell your father. Not to brag, just so he knows there's a way off. It hits in March. You're in his driveway, his boots sticking out from under the truck. You open your mouth. Hand me the 3/8. You hand him the wrench. You don't say it. Doesn't feel permanent yet. 31. The market drops $9,000 in 11 days. A year of rent, a year of putting things back at Kroger. You're on a roof with your thumb on sell. You don't tap it. Not bravery. 8 years can't be for nothing. The transfer runs anyway Friday. It doesn't check the news. It just buys. 32. It comes back. Not just back. Higher. You don't tell the guy who laughed at you. Some silences do more work than any sentence could. 33. Your father retires. A sheet cake in the shop, 11 handshakes, and he drives home. 34 years, 20 minutes. You follow him to the parking lot with $61,000 in your mouth. He puts the cake on the passenger seat so it won't slide. You say you'll be at Sunday dinner. You'll tell him at $100,000, 38, $300,000. Sunday, your mother's kitchen. A sandwich wrapped in wax paper for a man who doesn't go to work anymore. Your father's hands still don't fully close, but he gets his glass to the table. He's telling a story, laughing before he finishes it. He always does. You say nothing. Too big to explain now. 40. A spreadsheet at the kitchen table, 11 p.m. 2 columns. What the job pays you, what the money pays you. You built it almost by accident one board Sunday, and it turned into a habit you return to most nights, watching the gap close like 2 runners on a track. You added a years left column once and deleted it 2 weeks later. Watching a gap close felt honest. Watching a countdown felt like wishing your life away. The gap is closing. Your father is 69. That winter, he has a fall on the ice. Nothing serious. Just an ER visit to be safe. But you drive there faster than you've ever driven anywhere, and somewhere at a red light, it hits you. If something happened to him tonight, he'd go without ever knowing what that $50 a paycheck turned into. He'd go thinking you were still $11 over at Kroger. He's fine. He walks out with an ice pack taped to his hip, telling the nurse he's fallen off worse things than his own driveway. You haven't run out of Sundays yet. Not yet. 41, a Thursday. 11 p.m., kitchen table. You open the spreadsheet to check truck insurance. 2 columns. Job, $61,000 this year. Money, $71,400. You check the formula. You do the math by hand like you don't trust a machine. Same number. 18 years ago, you pressed confirm and felt nothing. You just did it again. You open the fridge, stand in the light, not hungry. You say it out loud to an empty kitchen. Dad. Nothing says it back. 18 years, every Friday, everything you didn't buy. So you'd never have to set that alarm again. That night, for the first time, you didn't have to. Sunday. You practice the sentence in the truck the whole drive over. Pull into the driveway and still don't have it. Garage doors open. Your father's at the bench fixing a neighbor's window unit for free on a Sunday. Hands that don't fully close, working around it anyway, humming along off-key to some AM station on the shelf, same as he's always done. At dinner, your mother mentions he still goes to the shop on Tuesdays. For the coffee, with the guys. 8 years retired, still drives there, still parks in the same spot. Nobody pays him, nobody needs him there. He goes because it's Tuesday. 34 years of roofs, hands that stopped closing before 50. And the second they let him stop, he found a reason to go back. The sentence you practiced was, Dad, there's a way off. He's laughing at his own story. Off of what? You don't tell him. Not fear. The sentence is wrong. Your mother catches you in the hallway with foil-wrapped pot roast, presses it into your chest until you take it. You look tired, honey. You say work's been busy. Not a lie. Not the truth either. Tuesday, 4:45. The alarm goes off. You turn it off. First time in 18 years you call off work. Dispatch pauses on the line when you say you're not sick. You've never been inside the diner you've driven past for 18 years. You go in. Eggs, toast, coffee. $9, 11 minutes. It's 7:30 and the day is still there. He's at the shop right now, 20 minutes away. You could go. You'd have to explain why you're not on a roof. You don't have the sentence. You drive past the exit. Noon, your kitchen, the fridge light, the pot roast is still there. You eat it standing up out of the container. It's 2 p.m. You've run out of things to do with $900,000 and a day off. Wednesday, back on a roof by 6. The kid asked if you were sick. Yeah, 18 years to buy one day and I gave it back by 2 in the afternoon. October, your mother calls at 7 a.m. The furnace won't light, 41 degrees in the house. You know that furnace? It was old when you were in high school. You get there in 20 minutes. Your father's already on the concrete floor, flashlight in his teeth, panel off since 6. Igniter. Pause. Blower motor too. Another pause. Heat exchanger. He doesn't say that part out loud. I could get a part off Mike Thursday. He doesn't look up. A brand new system would cost $9,000. You could pay for it without blinking. Dad, let me get you a new one. He sits back on his heels, takes the flashlight out of his mouth. You've got your own bills? That's all he says. He still thinks you're 23, still $11 over at Kroger, still a guy on a roof with a truck payment. You never gave him a reason to think otherwise. His fingers slip on a clip. Slip again. He holds it out towards you. First time he's ever done that. You take it, seat it. Your hands close. Where do you think you got that? 4 hours later, the furnace lights. He stands listening, arms crossed. There she is. Smiling, not because it's fixed, because he fixed it. You leave a little after 1, wondering if the thing he spent his life building was never the paycheck. It was the man who came home with it. Tuesday, you take the exit this time. His truck, same spot, third from the door. You haven't been inside the shop in a decade. Same coffee maker, same burnt smell. 5 old guys with nowhere else they need to be, talking about a job in Trotwood from 97. Somebody's bad knee, whether this is finally the year for the Bengals. The same sentence repeated every year regardless of the record, because by now, the saying of it matters more than whether it's true. Your father's whole face changes when he sees you. Hey, look who it is. To the table, not to you. Introducing you to men who already know who you are. You sit 40 minutes. Nobody asks you a single question about yourself. Best 40 minutes you've had in a year. Ray, 70-something, hands like your father's, tells you you're the best hand he ever trained. Then he walks back to the table. Your father has never said that to you. Not once. Parking lot. He's got his keys out. Dad. Yeah. 18 years looking for this sentence and it still comes out sideways. I've got money. $900,000. Funds. Stocks. Started at 23. He looks back at the shop, then at you. You all right? Not how much. Not how. Just, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. He nods, moves his keys to his other hand. Your grandfather never had 2 nickels. 30 years on a line at the plant, retired with nothing but a pension that didn't outlast him. Figured I'd do a little better than him. Didn't figure on this. He nods at you. Guess you did a little better than me. What are you going to do with it? You don't have an answer. 18 years and the only question that ever mattered is the one you never asked yourself. I don't know. He nods again, like that's a perfectly reasonable answer. Maybe it is. You stand there, still waiting for 4 words you've imagined 1,000 times. He gets in the truck, rolls the window down. Come Sunday, your mother's doing the roast. He drives off. He never said he was proud of you. He didn't have to. He'd already said it to Ray. Once a month, for years. Driving home, you realize you'd built the moment up into a movie scene. Swelling music, the 4 words. Everything set down at once. That's not what happened. What happened was smaller. Somehow it means more this way than the version you'd imagined. Sunday. Pot roast. You ask him about the job in Trotwood. He tells it for 20 minutes, laughing before he gets to the end. Same as always. Your mother brings out a shoebox of your old report cards. In the margin of a 5th grade C in handwriting that isn't hers, someone's written, worked hard for this one. You look up. He's already looking at his fork. Monday, 4:45. The alarm goes off. You turn it off before it wakes the house. There's wax paper in the drawer you don't remember buying. You make a sandwich. Cut it in half. Wrap it. Kettering. The sun isn't up yet. You climb the ladder. A kid, 23, sits on a bucket 8 feet away. When are you going to quit? You don't look up. You get used to it. He looks at his own hands. They still close. He thinks he just heard a warning. Maybe one day he'll realize it wasn't. $900,000 bought one thing. The ladder was always going to be there. It bought the difference between needing to climb it and choosing to. Your father figured that out long before you did. Long before you were even born, probably. Standing on his own first roof at some age you'll never know exactly. It just took you 18 years to understand what he already knew. You finish the sandwich, fold the wax paper along its worn creases, slip it in your pocket. You'll do it again tomorrow and the day after that for as long as there's a roof somewhere that needs you on it. Not because you have to anymore, but because somewhere in 18 years, the climbing itself became the thing. The same quiet way it became the thing for him. There's another roof.